First of all, I want to apologize to Texas Longhorns Nation for not being focused in recent weeks. I've been making video after video after video of other things that I do on YouTube, and sometimes you just get a little burned out. I'm not even going to lie to you. But let me put it like this. Houston Texans win, Texas Longhorns win, hook 'em. And guess what? We have a chance to control our own destiny. All we need is a win in Lawrence next week against Kansas. And I heard that Kansas hired Les Miles. I don't know if he's going to be coaching or is that just supposed to be next year or whatever, but I just got done watching the game on replay. The whole 2 hours, 13 minutes, commercial free, halftime free. All right, first of all, for us to hold the Iowa State Cyclones out of the end zone until the David Montgomery touchdown with like $1:30 left is phenomenal. You're talking about a team that's been allowing 500 yards a week for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And for us to hold them to a total of how many yards does it say? 210 yards. Not bad. That's nearly half. Let me put it like that. Let me put it like this. We're 13-2 all time. Now we're 14-2 all time against Iowa State. Just to go over some things. All right. If you guys want to see the whole breakdown, you go to Fanatic Perspectives channel. I'll put it at the bottom. Give BAD Talks a shout out. I got to go watch his video. And then also got to go watch Walker's 79's video as well. I'm going to go check those guys' videos out. So I wanted to, say what I got to say in this video, and then we'll go from there. First of all, we had the senior walk today. Now, a lot of you don't know if you don't watch college football. It's basically the final home game of the season where all the seniors sort of have a walkthrough. They walk with a bunch of flowers and basically take pictures with the coach. Tom Herman's waiting on the other side. We got 13 seniors that are leaving us, and possibly 2 juniors. Now, for the offense, Gerard Hurd had his last game at DKR today. John Burt, Patrick Vale, Elijah Rodriguez, Andrew Beck, our tight end. And then for the defense, Chris Nelson, we're going to lose Brecklin Haggart, we're going to lose Anthony Wheeler, we're going to lose Gary Johnson, PJ Locke III, Chris Boyd, Devontae Davis, Charles Ominyar. And to be honest with you, man, we're gonna take a heavy loss next year. Next year is basically we're rebuilding. Just being honest, LJ Humphrey, Little Jordan Humphrey, and Colin Johnson are juniors, and the announcers were all over them. They were like, "Man, these guys need to stay. We need to find a way to keep these guys." But let me tell you something. I think Collins Johnson was a 10th ranked prospect in the NFL going into the draft. I mean, he might stay to pick his draft stock up because obviously he's not going to be first round. But, I mean, if you have a high draft stock, you might as well go. I mean, go get your paper. I understand Deontay Foreman did the same thing for us. Why stay when your prospect's still high enough? You're a top 10 receiver in the draft. I mean, unless he, gets in the top 5. But it's going to be a big decision for him to make. And LJ Humphrey, or Little Jordan Humphrey, is going to have a big decision to make too in this offseason. I would love both of them to come back, because if they're gone, we're not really going to have too many legit wide receivers. We're basically going to be rebuilding next year. Our whole defense, a lot of our offensive guys are leaving, and I'm going to miss these guys. I mean, I was almost in tears just watching the senior walk, and it just it's the 4 years in college just goes by so fucking fast for these guys, and it's like they're going to the NFL, so they're going to another place, but in your mind as a college football fan, you would love to see them stay forever, like NFL players do in the league. The 10 years, the 15 years, you would love to see that in college, but obviously that's not the case. So we're going to have some new fresh blood next year. But nonetheless, we have a chance to play for the Big 12 championship now. Obviously, we're ranked 15th. We're not going to move up too high because I looked at the NCAA rankings and not too many teams in the top lost. So, I mean, Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, Michigan won, Georgia, Oklahoma won. They're ranked 6th. They still got a chance to, if they went out, they could probably make the college playoff. I think they're legitimately the only one-loss team that probably has a chance. I think they might be able to get past Michigan. If Georgia can somehow upset Alabama in their SEC championship, they might have a chance to throw Oklahoma in there. But to tell you the truth, Texas at 15, to have to even win in Lawrence next week, and then hypothetically, even if we beat Oklahoma, you're asking the committee to jump us from 15-4. I don't see that happening. I mean, luckily, maybe 7, maybe 8, but I don't see that happening. The only two teams that lost that were in front of us was Syracuse lost and West Virginia, as they lost to Oklahoma State. That was an upset. So Texas is in with the win next week in Lawrence against Kansas, and we need basically a win and we're in. And then the winner out of West Virginia and Oklahoma will be facing us for the Big 12. Now, obviously, I wouldn't mind wanting to get another rematch against West Virginia, but honestly, I kind of wouldn't mind to see the guys from the assholes from Norman take us on in a rematch, because they're saying we want you in a rematch, and I'm like, fuck it, let's go. So, anyways, this game was very boring. 24-10 final score. Sam Ehlinger goes for quarterback sneak initially in the first quarter. On a 3rd and goal, we end up making it, going up 7-0. Keontae Ingram scores our second touchdown for us, puts us up 14-3. And then we end up kicking a field goal. Then L.J. Humphrey ended up scoring a touchdown, put us up 24-3. I mean, really, the only reason Iowa State scored was in garbage time. And really it's because they stopped us. They used all their timeouts, and we punted the ball. And we played prevent defense. I mean, other than that, we basically held them scoreless. I'm surprised Hakeem Butler didn't have any touchdowns. I mean, I know David Montgomery, who got suspended, their running back that got suspended from last week because he threw some punches with the Baylor team, and he got suspended for the entire first half. They brought him in on the kickoff with like 3 seconds left, but that's technically the whole first half. I like David Montgomery a lot. I like the kid. He has a lot of heart. Small guy. Reminds me of a small LT maybe. Let's go ahead and go to the stats. Prudy, their freshman quarterback, 10 for 23, 130 yards and a touchdown. Sam Ehlinger, 12 for 15, 137 yards, a touchdown. Now, Shane Bichelle came in the second half. He was the one that threw that sort of mid-range post route pass to LJ, and LJ broke the tackle and scored the touchdown. The way I see it is like this. Bichelle only had 89 yards. Not really much impressive, right? But he was 10 for 10 on his passing. No incompletions. So even if Sam Ehlinger has to sit out of the Kansas game to rest up for that Big 12 championship game, I think we could win in Lawrence with Shane Bichelle. I really believe we can do it. So anyways, Watson had 14 carries for 93 yards. Not too bad. Montgomery, 10 carries, 33 yards. A touchdown, like I said, was in garbage time. Butler, 6 receptions, 99 yards. L.J. Humphreys, 7 receptions, 86 yards. Touchdown, not too bad. I want to wish Sam Ehlinger the best of luck on his injury, because it looked like that shoulder injury was bothering him. Like, he literally fell to the ground, got up, went back to the ground. You could tell he was in a lot of pain. I think they should sit him out against Kansas next week in Lawrence. So anyways, we beat Iowa State. Now in the standings, we're 6-2 in our conference, 8-3 overall. Not too bad. West Virginia 6-2 in the conference. They break the tiebreaker over us, of course. And then Oklahoma is overall 7-1 in the conference with a 10-1 overall record. So really, we need to win. If we win, we're in. Because we break the tiebreaker over Oklahoma. Oklahoma loses to West Virginia. We break the tiebreaker over Oklahoma. So you're looking at West Virginia, Texas matchup. Now, let's say we win and then Oklahoma wins. Well, then obviously it's going to be us against the Sooners. Rematch. Or either way, it's going to be a rematch regardless, but it'll be us against the Sooners. Now, if Texas loses, I think we're pretty much out, because if West Virginia wins, well, obviously they break tiebreaker over us anyway, so it would be regardless. If they won or lost, would be irrelevant. But then if Oklahoma loses, but then we'll have one more loss than them in the conference. Yeah, we have to win in Lawrence next week. If we win, we're in. We're one of the two teams. Just remember that. We win, we're in. That's it. We got to beat Kansas. And Kansas is 1-7 in the conference with a 3-8 record overall. Nothing impressive. They got one conference win. They're the worst team in the Big 12 right now. But of course, Kansas, if I'm the head coach of Kansas, I'm going to want to play spoiler, and I'm going to want to win at home against the Longhorns and have us, going home with them. So, this is like a playoff game. I mean, I know the Big 12 Championship essentially is not a playoff game, but it has that playoff feel to it. Just know, a win against Kansas, we're in. If we lose, we're out. And basically it's going to be West Virginia against Oklahoma. I'm talking about not even that far after, like 2 weeks later. So that's why it's very important that we just get the job done. We control our own destiny. Let's just win in Kansas, win in Lawrence, and we got it. We're in. God, it's hard to believe that this season has gone by, and for us to be 8-3 right now is a blessing, and for us to have a championship, an opportunity to play in the Big 12 championship, is a blessing in itself. Now, I'm proud of Tom Herman. I'm proud of the guys in the locker room. I'm proud of all of our seniors that are going to be leaving. Sure, our record could have been better. Sure, we could have beaten Maryland. Sure, we probably could have beaten West Virginia. I mean, of course, we could have beaten these teams that we lost to, but the way I see it, even if we don't make the playoffs, and the committee says, you know what, you're ranked 15, even if they rank us 13 this week, and we beat Kansas, and somehow we beat either Oklahoma or West Virginia, and there's no way we're going to make the playoffs. I don't think so. College playoff. But I do see them giving us maybe a New Year's Six bowl game. And that's what I'm looking forward to at this point. With 3 losses, it's going to be hard. Even with the Big 12 championship win, it's not going to be enough convincing for them to say, you know what, we haven't even let a 2-loss team in, let alone a 3-loss team in the college playoffs. So I don't see that happening. So what do you guys think about the game? What do you think about the senior walk? What do you think about this season? I love it. At 9, if we win next week, we'll go 9-3, which is basically almost 10 wins. A lot of these seniors get the opportunity to play in the New Year's Six bowl game. We get to play against a really good team, and we get to be on ESPN or whatever and go out like winners. It's a blessing. I'm very satisfied with how this season played out. Could have been better, sure, but it is what it is, 8-3, not too bad. I'm proud of these guys. I really am. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and sign up out of here. I'll do my Kansas preview probably on Tuesday. But if you guys want to check out Mr. Moohead Radio, I'll be on his podcast tomorrow talking Cleveland Browns, Cavs. I know you're going to say, well, you're a Texan fan, so why the hell would you talk Cleveland Browns and Cavaliers? Because I like sports, and I decided to join his podcast, get my name out there. So, if you guys want to join, you just want to be in the chat room, submit questions and stuff, we'll be in there. It's going to be like 6 or 7 of us. And it's going to be at 5 o'clock tomorrow, 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central. So I'm going to go ahead and sign up out of here. So Texas Longhorn fans, go ahead and put them up and say, hook 'em, horns. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm out.